Hello everyone, Voodoo here, and the new season is almost upon us. By the time this video comes out, we've about a week until the patch starts, which means 2 weeks till the season. So in today's video, I'm going to be going through some things you can do right now before the season before even the patch comes out to get ready for the new season. So a lot of these will be very simple things, might be a lot of gold spent if you have a lot of gold, but overall there's going to be small little advantages you can get for yourself so you can really hit the ground running once the new patch drops. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe as we push towards 15,000 subscribers. We're like 250 away, which is insane. And with that, let's get on to it. Okay, so first things first, I'm in game here, and the very first thing that you should do if you have enough gold to do this and enough gilded crests is to turn all your extra sparks into crafted items. Now the reason for this, and you'll notice this one's a little lower eye level because I forgot to include the augment matrix, but I'll do that later. The reason for this is that you can move your embellishments around. So gearing in the new season, of course, will be very predicated on what gear you get. So having the ability to move your embellishments around, like say you get gloves for, tier set gloves, and all of a sudden you have this embellishment, you can't really go through and use new crests to make a piece then, and you can't use old season crests anymore, they go away. So having these here available to be recrafted with an embellishment or anything like that is going to be very important. You can really min-max your gearing early on. Now you can get more sparks. I think I had a cap. It is possible to have like every single thing crafted here. The slots you do not need to craft are the belt, because this belt is equivalent to a 714 belt, which I'll show a sim after. So belts you will not need to replace. And then cloak, because very early on in the patch we get the new Reshi Wraps cloak, which is very powerful. You'll see this crafted cloak of inventory here was from a while ago just for gearing in the season. So craft a bunch of different slots so that you can put your embellishments, moving them around depending on what gear you get. And this will mean that you are very flexible going into the season. You can equip basically every single item you pick up, which is a huge deal because you really don't want to be, get this sick piece, like the sick item, but equipping it causes you to lose an embellishment, which means, it's not as good as it could be. So use those crests, use those sparks, use, other items you can get, because now things are cheap. They will spike in the new patch, and craft some items. All right, so the number 2 thing is you really want to make sure you get your durable information storage belt or disc. The way you do that, I'm on my hunter here who has not done it. I haven't touched this hunter since season 1, is you come here in the delve zone right around here of Dornagal, and you talk to Diagram right here, durable information storage container, and get your belt. Now this belt can go up to 701 eye level, and to do all these things you basically just go into delves. It does require you to do, I believe, 5 or 6 charge delves, which are actually, I don't even know where they are today. There we go. But over here on your map you'll see a little lightning around them. Now this belt is still available in the new season. The requirements change to do any delve instead of just charge delves, but the goal here is to get yourself as powerful as possible heading into the new season, so you might as well do it now. And if you do max out the delve talent tree, you can get a mount. And then there's also, if you're getting ready and you don't have max gear yet, you can get hero gear from this, you can get champion track gear from this, from doing delves, and also rep, which can grind stuff out there. So get this belt. For Havoc specifically, you want to use the crit power, which I will hop right back over to my Demon Hunter and show you. All right, back on DH here, and of course, full powers on the belt, 701 eye level, you get the crit one. Check with your WoW head or your class Discord if you're playing another spec or class. I have no idea what it is for everybody. I know Dev Evoker uses the verse one because I have a dev. Otherwise, no clue. But get this belt. The belt is going to be better than a 714 belt equivalent. So this is a sim of my current gear level character, just with whatever belt I had in my inventory. So it's a crit haste belt. So it's not like the best statted belt, but you get the general idea here that this is a 710. This is a 714. So 714 is Mythic Track 3 out of 6. You can see there's 3 more upgrades here. So you will not be replacing this until you get roughly a belt that's almost fully myth upgraded. This belt is crazy. Of course, this is a myth one, but the belt's crazy, right? Like heroic pieces down here are just not very good. 684 is equivalent eye level, and then we scale up here. So you're going to be using this belt for a while, so pick it up now. It's strong. Have it ready for the new season so you can hit the ground running. Next thing you want to do is spend your dinars. Now these honestly do suck to get if you're behind. Getting 3 is very easy, then getting the other 6 takes like forever. But if you're grinding keys, you're doing LFR or whatever, you'll get all of them. And I would spend it on 3 items at this point, even if you can only do the heroic ones from doing LFR. I would grab Jaster Diamond, Eye of Kazan, and Improvised Seaphorium Pacemaker. Make sure if you can get the mythic ones to grab the mythic ones. But even at this point with the season ending and them going away, make sure you spend them so that you have these items going to next season, because these items are quite powerful and are in slots that you can't really craft. In terms of Jaster Diamond, it's just a super strong ring and you'll use it a bit in the next season. Eye of Kazan is going to gain a lot of value next season when boss fights will take longer during prog at the start. You will eventually replace it, but it is a good thing just to pick up at the start. And then C4 and Pacemaker is just a very, very strong trinket for us. We'll end up using it again next season. And it's just a good place to start with and is great for early dungeons and early, everything basically. If for whatever reason you can't get Pacemaker because you're not 3k eye level, then you want to grab, if I can find it here, you want to grab House of Cards, because this is the best other heroic trinket. Just an on use for mastery. Again, very, very strong. It's very, I don't want to say over budget, but it gives you a lot of stats, which is good for its cost. If you have all these things already and still have Dinars to spend, you can buy test pallets gold packs for like Mog or something. And otherwise it's just like not worth it to buy a weapon because you can craft stuff and whatever. So Dinars are going away. First 3 are very easy to get, and I would buy one of these items. And again, if you can't get, Improvised Seaphorium Pacemaker, use a House of Cards. Again, this isn't like crazy big stuff, but having these trinkets does give you a stronger foundation to go into the next season. Okay, another very minor one, but one that actually is going to be kind of big this season is Valorstones. So the thing with Valorstones is that in the past, they reset on season launch. However, from now on, or at least for this new season, they are not resetting at all, and you'll keep the amount you have. Now, right now in game, you're able to transfer them. However, that will be going away because the Super Boost, Turbo Boost event is over in the new season. So what you can do is get this as high as you can. Now, maxing it isn't necessarily the best thing, because if you max it, you will lose out on some Valorstones you get through questing. But there are chances you get some pretty solid normal gear the first week with, dungeons and delves and stuff like that. So you probably will find some use for Valorstones. But having like 1,500, even cap if you can, because these are pretty easy to get at this point in the season, 1,000, make sure you have some amount of Valorstones to go into the season, because, they're not going away. They're a very important currency, and just having some is going to be useful. This guy's really showing off his Gmod too. Congrats, Bool, with the Gmod. I don't think I'll ever watch this video, but shout out to you, guy. So yeah, Valorstones. Get some. I need to get more on this character. The next thing is another buying thing. This is going to be consumables and crafting materials. So everything you see here in this row are going to be important things for you next season. Now, if you're in a raiding guild, generally you don't really have to worry about food, flasks, or combat potions, but it's good to have them stocked up anyways for Mythic Plus and whatever. These items always spike going into a new season. They always get much more expensive because a lot more people are coming back to the game, a lot more people are buying them, and a lot more people are trying to turn a profit and make gold off of them. Right now is roughly when they're the lowest, give or take. Probably honestly they've spiked a little bit because it's a new season soon, but still cheaper now than it'll be cheaper later. So I would buy these things. So what you want to buy is mana oil for your weapons, combat temper potions for the combat potion. Agari healing potions are going to be a little less valuable because in the new season there are new healing potions dropping, but those potions do require you to be on the raid renown track, I believe, which means they are locked a bit behind progress. So there'll be a few weeks. So you still want to have Agari healing potions going into the season, but maybe don't go super crazy on them because, you will eventually replace them with new healing potions. Alchemical Chaos is still going to be our best one. Personal food or feasts. And then I've bought 2 Dawn Thread and a Writhing Armor Banding because of earlier when I mentioned talking about, changing your embellishments around. These also will spike going into the new season. I'm keeping them off my gear because it's very easy to craft them onto whatever pieces I need, but it'll be a lot harder to, uncraft things if I need them. So grab these things here. They'll be cheaper now than they will be in the future, and it'll save yourself some gold. All right, another big important thing is that a lot of things are going away when the season starts. So not only do, consumables go away, but I'm pretty certain the entire event here is going to end, which means you won't be able to as easily get, your corruptions. I still actually have to do these things. There's 2 mounts available here and some pets and transmog. I do them just to do it. I'm not sure if we know if they're going away or not, but just to bring it up. But what is going away is all the seasonal rewards. So your Keystone Legend Enterprising Shredder Tank mount, this will be going away once the new season starts, as well as the Crimson Shredder Tank Keystone Hero one, which is easier to get. It'll be a lot harder to get keys to the big G because less people will be doing, you know, cutting edge stuff, but again, you know, still possible. And of course, you know, with this, you know, CE goes away. Oh, I can't fly there, I forgot. CE goes away, Ahead of the Curve goes away. So pick up any of those last minute achievements you want. All of the dungeon teleports for getting the keys timed on 10s, as well as the delve stuff. The underpin will go away, which means you'll no longer be able to get these 2 things here. And I believe there's also a golden one for an achievement from doing him on question mark, I believe without dying, but could be wrong there. So lots of limited time stuff going away. Make sure you get it done if any of it's on your bucket list or on your radar and you want to do it. So the last thing, and this is if you have nothing else to do, you might as well practice your rotation a bit. The thing with Havoc next tier is that nothing really changes that much. Our tier set changes how we play a bit, but it doesn't actually change how the spec works, and you can practice it now if you'd like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link both these sims. This is Felskard, which is about 2% ahead on single target. So if you want to practice it, you can look down here and kind of get along and follow what the sim is doing. I will have a full guide, so don't worry if you're lost and you know, not really sure what it's doing. I will have the full guide out there before the season launches, right before I think, so you can practice it. But this is it for Felskard. And then for Eldrazi Reaver, literally nothing changes. So you can practice this right now. It plays very similar to how we're playing on live. This build does take Inertia. Inertia is 1% ahead of Exergy, but again, you can play Exergy as well. And this is just, you know, pretty straightforward stuff. In terms of Mythic Plus builds, we're also going to be playing the same things, it looks like, which I guess I'll link down below. But you can practice things, get used to playing this if you have the time, and really, again, hit the new season running with having all this prep work done. So again, this is just really if you're bored and nothing else to do, you can practice rotations. But this stuff is out there. I'll link these sims. You can take a look at them and get an idea of what Havoc's going to be looking like going into next season. And that's it. So again, this video is things you can do before the new patch drops. I'll have another video probably next Monday about things that you should be doing as the patch drops. Because new this time around is that there actually will be things for you to do for power level in the first patch. In the first week. Normally it's just like story stuff, but there are things in the Renown track, there are Mythic Zeros that are open, and there are Delves that are open. And there are things that you do want to be doing the first week so that you can maximize how much gear and how much progression you're gaining going into the start of Mythic Plus, going into the start of Raid, and I think the start of PvP, but I'm not going to lie to you, I don't touch PvP with a 10-foot pole. So again, I'll link the sims that I showed there. You can take a look at the breakdown and kind of get an idea of how things play. I will have full guides for Havoc, for Eldrazi Reaver, for Felskard during, you know, the start of the season and the lead up a little bit after. So don't worry if you're a little lost. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope something here is helping you a little bit. Again, most of these are just small little things so that you can, you know, be a little bit more prepared. But, you know, a little bit more prepared might make your first week, first 2 weeks, first 3 weeks just a little bit smoother and might help you push for things that maybe you're going for next season. I don't really know. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, next week will be the things to do in the first week of the patch. I don't remember what my Friday video is. I'm making these far in advance. I'm going on vacation. But look for that too. So hope you guys enjoyed. Sub so we get to 15,000. Like and comment to spread it to more people. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace. A big thank you to everyone watching my videos, but especially to my channel members. Thank you Alexander Trifunovic, Rukaza, Fear Redefined, Loose Change, Jorge Polanco, Matthew Barr, Zuligan, Chocobo Merc, Gabriel Correa, Matchman 133, and Falafadar Dark Terror. Thank you so much to everybody. If you want to join and support me in making videos, consider following the link below. I will be adding more perks to this over the summer as I get more time, including log review, which isn't available right now. But again, I do appreciate everybody just supporting me and watching the videos. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Peace.